Okay, so we should be live now. I'm gonna refresh our feed. Where are we? There we are. Yay! And you can see us all. And let's see if you can hear us. Yes, you can.
Yay.
Alright, so we'll have some background noise for a little while. But then we'll begin. Okay, so hello and welcome back to another WCN Live here in the Wilson County News Break Room on Facebook. I'm your usual host, Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist.
Good morning. I'm Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations.
And today we are joined by
Nikki Storr. I'm your Library Director for Wilson County.
And I'm Sherry, and I'm the Library Assistant.
Awesome. And so we're excited to have y'all here today. We're going to be talking all of the summer fun that you have planned at the library for the next few months. Yeah, and I see a very full calendar here on the table in between them. So you will definitely want to watch this video, send it to folks that you know that have kids or enjoy reading themselves. So, all right, before we get into this video, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Price Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep in Floresville. They are hiring for all positions, and they also have their new facilities off of Highway 181 open, so it's really cool. You should go check them out. So if you're interested in shopping careers or cars, you can stop by their facilities on Highway 181 or visit pricecdrj.com. And as usual, we're going to draw a winner for our comment contest. So if you're not sure what that is, let me explain real quick. So every week we're live and you have the chance to comment on our video while we're live. So if you leave a comment while we're live, whether you're asking a question to our guest for us to get answered for you, or you're just dropping in, telling us hi, leaving us a heart or a thumbs up, a smiley face, you will be entered to win during our drawing during the next video. So that way we have time between videos to gather all of your names and see who won. So last week, you were entering to win a C Street Gift Shop gift bag. So would one of you like to do the honors and see who won our prize from last week? All right.
This one, right?
A moment of truth.
There.
Okay, let's see who it is. And it is Margie McMahon.
Congratulations.
So congrats, Margie. I think this is your first time winning. I don't remember drawing her name before.
Right?
Yay!
So,
Yay.
yay! Congrats to Margie. You've won a C Street Gift Shop gift bag. And for those of you wondering what this blue bag here on the table is, this is what is up for grabs as the prize that you would win next week. So by commenting on this week's video with the Wilson County Public Libraries, you're entering to win their prize. So they've been so gracious as to donate one of their technology bags, which y'all said includes some earbuds, backup battery, an author-signed advanced reader's copy book from
That's
you said
nice.
TLA, Texas Library Association, won last Thursday.
Wow, so that must be a very new book then.
It's
Cool.
not even out
in
on
print
the
yet.
streets yet.
No, so that's quite an exclusive prize, plus some more tech stuff, so they said. So that's not all that's in this bag. So be sure to comment on today's video if you want to win this technology bag from the Wilson County Public Libraries during next week's video when we draw. So,
All right, so get to commenting.
get to commenting. And again, congrats to Margie McMahon for winning last week's contest, a C Street Gift Shop gift bag.
Awesome.
Yay.
Right, so let's get into the interview. Let's start with who each of you are and where you're from.
I'm the library assistant, and I'm from the Floresville location is my normal stomping grounds.
Right.
My name is Nikki, and I'm the Library Director, and I kind of float everywhere.
Okay. So,
And we have branches in Floresville, Stockdale, Lavernia, and we also assist with the Wilson County Historical Archives.
right, and so those archives are located on C Street
in
next to the
Floresville.
Jailhouse Museum.
Correct.
Awesome.
Correct.
Okay, and so what do you do at the Wilson County Public Libraries as director and assistant library?
I do everything.
Wait, she does everything.
That
Wait.
was my comment. That was my comment.
So I mostly I do all the programming, most of the programming, not all of it. I do the story times on Thursdays with the little ones. I'm planning, we are planning, everybody's planning lots of the summer stuff. And because all of us have a hand in it, we have a lot to offer this year. So it's going to be busy throughout the 6 weeks. Just about every day something's going on.
Well, it sounds like, yeah,
It
lots to
is
look forward
packed.
to.
It's the most packed calendar we've ever had.
Whoa.
Okay.
And how about you?
What do you
do?
No, okay.
Well, we used to do things on Saturday, but Saturday's now free.
No, not two of
Nope,
them.
not two. So, I'm your library director, so as my daughter says, I run the whole enchilada. So, I do the timesheets, I do the work schedules. I've now been drafted as the third person backup for our testing center that we offer 3 Saturdays a month. And I get to learn how to do that this Saturday. I also assist with the archives and helping them get their items in order. And we're trying to get them scanned and cataloged and put everything in the Dewey Decimal System there. That sometimes it doesn't always fit, but we make it work.
Good.
Yeah.
And then I also float around at the other libraries as well.
Just
So,
doing what needs getting done.
I'm there, honey. I'm
Yeah.
there.
Yes, you
Fills
are.
in wherever she's needed.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you mentioned where the libraries have locations, and one of those you mentioned is Stockdale. And I know there's
Yes.
been a lot going on at the Stockdale location, so can you give us an update?
Yes, and I'm very happy to say that as of this morning, we have officially signed, sealed, delivered all of the contracts for a new interior for the Stockdale Library. There is a foundation in Austin called the Talker Foundation that our incentive now is to help fund small rural libraries with updating your inside of your furnishings.
Wow.
So $96,000 will go to buy new computer tables, new lounge chairs, new everything. So
Fantastic.
that's all been signed, sealed, and delivered as of today. So next thing we have to do is just do the ordering of the supplies. But we have moved back in. We're now back at the original location for the Sarah Bain Chandler Library. It's at 602 West Main Street.
Right there, Central Stockdale.
You bet.
Yeah.
You're right there.
And so why did y'all need to do these renovations and get this new equipment and interior in the first place?
It's a long story, but here I go. In 2018, we have another staff member. Please don't get us confused. Her name is Nikki Myrick. She is our outreach librarian. She and I reached out to the Talker Foundation to create what we were calling a conversation hub. But they noticed that some of the flooring was kind of soft and squishy. And with the weight of wooden bookshelves and all of the books, it was putting too much weight on the subflooring. And termites did a great deal of damage that we just completely moved out. We moved down the street, total of 500 feet down the street. And we're there until just a couple months ago. And the city of Stockdale was gracious enough to basically strip the interior, put a new subflooring in. They made it twice as strong for all of the weight of everything. So it's nice and wide open. We took down as many walls as we possibly could without risking the integrity.
Yeah, that's
Great.
awesome. Okay.
So you'll have to go back. I think there will be a grand opening once all the supplies and everything and the materials and furnishings get in place.
Sweet.
y'all
So we'll
have
come
to
back.
Keep us up to
We
date.
will. We will
so
come
we
back.
can run that info.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Well, congrats on
Thank
finally
you.
getting back into the building.
Oh, we needed it. We
That's
needed
great.
And so, let's talk about what the libraries do. What services do you offer, and are any of those services location specific?
No, everybody shares everything.
All right.
Um,
Pretty cool.
If you need Wi-Fi service, each building within 150 feet of the building is open for use for. It's really good for students who are online who have that midnight deadline.
Yep.
The library closes at 6 and their internet goes out at like 11 o'clock at night and you need to get that paper.
Wow.
You can sit in your car and you
Very
can
cool.
submit your paper.
Oh, so the Wi-Fi works after hours.
It works after
I
hours
have no idea.
until
That
further
makes
notice.
sense,
You know.
though.
Until further notice.
Wow.
The benches out front are nice to sit in.
Is there
too.
lighting there during the
Mhm.
night?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
I like
I
that.
don't think there's power on that wall though.
I don't think there's
I
power
think there's
out there.
power. Power's around the corner.
Okay,
But
so you can't plug in, but you could sit.
You could
Yes.
sit.
Get
You
your
could
stuff
sit.
done.
yes.
That's
Um,
good.
each library has cake pens, which is a special collection that we circulate. You know,
Okay.
if anybody out there has cake pens that are character and you don't have a need for them, we'd love to have them because, in our opinion,
Pretty
why
unique. Mm-hmm.
why buy if you've already bought one and you needed it, but
Yeah.
you might want to check with us first. I'm sure
Yeah.
we've got it
So-
somewhere.
These aren't just your run-of-the-mill cake, like circles and squares and rectangles. You mentioned characters.
Guitars, trains,
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay.
horseshoe.
Elmo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Superman. I saw Superman.
So if
Superman.
you're wanting to do a unique cake
Right.
and
Right.
looking for that
Okay.
cake,
The little kids love
Mhm.
having different kinds of cakes.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, what a great idea. So you can just call the library and see what you got.
Yes.
Yep.
Or you can go
Come
online and look.
I'll go
Yeah.
online.
it's, they're all
wow.
cataloged, so they're on the
Cool.
catalog.
Right.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay.
We also do thematic backpacks. So
Okay.
if there's a theme that you like, and the backpacks are geared for everyone in the family. So you have something from anybody, a little one, to
Teenagers. Even. I mean,
Teenagers.
we have movies. Each backpack has. We try to put a game or a puzzle, and then a DVD that goes with the theme of that backpack.
Great.
There's books. There's even some activities that we suggest. Crafts, different crafts, or something that you can do that goes along with the theme of the backpack.
That's cool.
So we have
Yeah.
over 100 of them.
Is that
Wow.
something that you can? How does that work? That
You
program?
check it out just like
Just
a
the whole
book.
backpack.
Those only have a week checkout
Okay.
period
And
though,
one per
so everything else in the
Yeah.
library is 2 weeks.
Okay.
But because the backpacks are so popular, they're always in and out, in and out, in and out. I mean, we have sharks and dinosaurs and space,
Yeah.
You can look for a certain
camping,
theme. And,
So
mhm,
fun.
oh wow.
Yeah.
bugs.
I remember when we had y'all on during COVID,
I
that's
remember
when y'all
this.
started this
Mhm.
backpack
Yes,
thing. So I'm glad to
yes.
see it's taken off.
Yes, and I just placed an order yesterday for 3 new backpacks. So
Wow.
and
Whoa.
who's our partner? The Wilson County Republican
Republican
Women's
Okay.
Oh,
has
so
partner with
funded.
that.
they
Yeah.
funded
Oh,
3
three
new
new
backpacks.
They're Texas
cool.
and history oriented.
Yes.
That's
Beautiful.
cool.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
So these have, you can have a fun theme or an educational theme. Well, pretty much they're
They're all
gonna be
educational.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Something-
Learning made
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
Fun. I
Learning
love
made
that.
One of the new things we just added in is we've had people donate puzzles from 500 to 1,000 piece puzzles, and we have cataloged several of them so you can check out a puzzle and take it home and do it.
That is
So
cool.
if anybody has extra puzzles and want to donate,
Yeah.
we've decided
know.
to catalog them
Start
so
doing
people
that.
can take them home and work on
Love
them.
it.
Yeah, that's
and
a
then
nice
bring 'em
idea.
back.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a good idea to check out a puzzle instead of buying more and more and more,
Mm-hmm.
and then only doing them once. Because you do it 3
They're
times
like-
and you just remember where all the pieces go. So,
Right, just like the cake pans. You use them
Yeah.
once and that's it.
Well, that's so innovative. And then, I remember y'all had Kindles and laptops for checkout at some point.
Our Kindles have all aged out.
Makes sense.
Doesn't
yeah.
take long.
Doesn't take
Yeah.
Doesn't
long.
take long.
But we currently have Chromebooks
Okay.
that can circulate in the library, and we also have hotspots you can check out left over from a
Oh,
grant. We have a few of
interesting.
those. So if
Okay,
very
if your Wi-Fi
interesting.
at home goes down,
Or you
please-
want to try to see if it works at your house because we're
Mhm.
so rural that some
Yeah.
work and some don't.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You can check out it's AT&T, I
AT&T
believe.
is who we have. And test drive it for a
Cool.
week.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, and those are week-long
Mhm.
checkouts.
Mhm.
Great. And then you also mentioned you have a testing center every, like, 3
Yeah,
Saturdays a
about
month?
3 Saturdays a month. It's from a third-party company called Pearson. So you would go to Pearson, create an account with them, tell them what test you're looking for, and they will tell you what your nearest testing center is. So we have people coming as far away as Rockport and Port O'Connor, because there are very few people who have the time to test during the week, and we
Right.
are only open on Saturdays for the
Okay.
testing center. So after the library itself closes at 12, then the testing center reopens from 1 until 7.
Okay.
Wow.
And so that's for, like, GED?
It's a whole bundle. We
Okay.
have GED, we have teachers, we have real estate
Wow.
testing,
Wow,
we
that's
have
Fascinating.
all kinds, whatever's
There's a
within that
bunch
bundle.
of different testing tests that
Right.
Yeah.
just go to Pearson and they'll list everything that they've got.
Okay, so anything that's on Pearson, y'all
You have to go through Pearson.
You have to set up an
Okay.
account with them.
Okay.
Interesting,
And put
but
in.
very cool that you're able
Yes.
to do that.
Well, there's no place else in Wilson County that you can
Right.
even take a
Yeah.
GED
Test.
or
That's true. You have to
anything
go to
like
San
that,
Antonio.
so.
East Central, I think, is the nearest
Yeah.
testing center
Cool.
for
Wow.
GED.
Yeah.
Well, kudos to y'all for doing
Mhm.
that.
Thank you.
Amazing. And so, let's talk about how all of this is made possible. Where does the funding for your programs and your services come from before we move into talking about what we have planned for the summer? You know, who's making all this possible?
The summer reading program comes from money donated to the Friends of the Library.
Okay.
Casino night.
Casino night is one of our biggest fundraisers.
Right.
We have one coming up in September.
Okay.
Casino night. So, and we've already started planning for it. So be sure to come and see us. What day is it? Do you know?
September 16th,
16th.
which is an interesting date because that is the actual creation date for Wilson County Public Libraries.
Oh
The
my
first
gosh.
librarian, Mrs. Jackson, was hired September 16th, 1940.
Very cool.
So we'll be, what,
Mhm.
83?
Neat. I was thinking Constitution Day.
So
That's
it's
the
gonna be a
17th. I think.
combination
Yeah.
birthday
And party.
and party.
That sounds
Yeah.
like some
Gamble.
fun that you don't
Yes.
want to miss.
We got to be
Yeah.
sure and get that on the calendar when you have a flyer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so, is there like an age limit to y'all's casino night, like 21 plus?
I think
or?
it's 19. Was
19.
it 19 to play.
Ooh,
19
okay.
to play and up. There is alcohol there, so obviously they cannot drink.
Right.
You will be
Up
carded.
to 21, you
Mhm.
will be carded. But yes,
Awesome. Well, that sounds really fun.
it is.
Yeah, you'll
See
have
how
to
it goes.
come back and update us on
Right.
the Stockdale open house or grand opening and your
Sure.
casino night when you
Yes.
have more
Yes.
details. And so, where else is the library pretty much just funded by the Friends of the Wilson County Public Library?
No, the actual structure of the library is funded from the county, and we
Okay.
are ad valorem funded, so a certain portion of the property taxes comes to the library. We're not funded out of the general fund. My pot is so big, it doesn't get any bigger, it doesn't get any smaller, but I have to work within the constraints of that.
Which is
Well,
why
yeah.
you do a lot of grants
Correct.
and things like that.
Correct.
And
Fundraisers like
Mhm.
the casino night.
Right.
Yeah.
And why the Friends of the Library are
Yes.
so
why
important.
it's so important. Yeah.
Yes, so if you're interested, please,
Yeah.
we can always use more Friends of the Library.
Wonderful.
Right. Well, now that we've kind of gone over how this is being made possible, what kind of fun do you have planned for the summer?
Oh goodness, where do we start?
Start at the top.
Let's see, through the week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we have story time at 10 o'clock.
All right.
That will, that's me. I'll be there to read books. We'll talk about, we're talking about animals and different living conditions and biomes, like the rainforest, the wetlands, the desert, the tundra, that kind of
Okay.
thing this year. So each week will be a different theme. And we're bringing in Pokemon, because all the kids love Pokemon. So
Yeah.
we're bringing the animals from Pokemon and showing where they may live in the tundra or the desert or things like that.
That's
So
pretty cool.
And how each Pokemon is actually based on a real animal.
Right.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
about to say that's a cool comparison
Yeah.
to make.
so
Yeah.
we know the kids love Pokemon, so we're just throwing that in there with it.
Great
And
connection.
Yeah.
Make learning fun.
Mhm.
Then on Thursdays is our game day where we take a bunch of games and that one is from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. We invite all families to come, all ages. We put board games out. We have the Wii out. We have life-size games. We have a life-size Sorry Connect 4.
Pieces are big.
The pieces are like this big.
That's insane.
But
so
then
fun.
we throw Legos out there so kids can just play with the Legos and build. I mean, there's just a bunch of different things for families just to have fun together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's on Thursdays.
That's on Thursdays from 2 to 4. Then on Fridays we're doing a Lego
Challenge. and
challenges. What did we call it?
And
Brick on.
Cricket.
Brick it.
Cricket.
Challenge,
Yes.
challenge and open build. So when you come into the event room, there will be like a sandwich board that will have the challenge of the day, which will be like who can build the tallest standing tower, who can build with just a single color. So
Right.
each week will have a different theme that you can either choose to do that challenge, or you can just open build.
Well, that's super fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then several Saturdays, the last Saturday, which is July 8th, is our famous ice cream freeze-off.
That's right.
Yeah, we had
Nice.
16 flavors last year, different flavors
Yes.
of homemade ice cream that you get to taste.
That is so cool.
If you're an ice cream maker, make it, bring it in
Yeah.
for the contest. We have prizes.
Great.
Um,
Will it cost anything to enter as an
No,
ice cream
ma'am.
maker?
It's a free thing to enter, and it's free to taste test.
Awesome.
And the tasters are the voters, and they vote to see who gets the best ice cream.
Very
Cool.
cool. Have y'all had
So-
any non-dairy entries yet?
We did last year. No,
Year before?
the year before, yeah, it was muskmelon lime like sherbet kind of like thing, or
Sorbet?
icy.
It's like a
Yeah.
Sorbet, yeah.
She's
Okay.
pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
I might
Which was
just
really
try to
good.
one up that
Mhm.
this year.
Yeah.
Oh, if you make one,
I
Yeah.
challenge you.
I challenge you to bring it.
I'm gonna have to mark July 8th on my calendar.
Yes.
Yes.
10 o'clock. Be there before 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, and
What
I
else?
see some movie nights.
No. So we're going to do, every Monday, we do a week-long thing. So like on Mondays, Sherry does these 2 I Spy display cases. They're the huge, waist high,
that.
filled with all these little trinkets.
Hundreds.
And she puts out a little list that says what you specifically need to look for, and you have to look for them, check them off, and then you have to tell if it's the top, the middle, or the bottom shelf.
Cool.
Right.
And I think we're going to continue that on to the other 2 libraries. They
Yes.
have smaller,
smaller.
like just tabletop
Nice.
display cases.
Yes.
And
Saw those
so that
last
would
year.
change out every Monday.
Every
Every
Monday,
Monday.
a new list.
Cool.
And you can only do each one time. Because
Okay.
Sherry has 2, the other libraries have 1. So you can
Okay.
you can do the 2 in Floresville, and then you can run around to the other libraries and do them
Cool.
too.
We have a weekly scavenger hunt list where you take it home, fill out what's in there, and that list always has a food item on it. We're encouraging the kids to help with the food pantry. So
because y'all are right across the street.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So with the food item, we put it in a tote, and then they come over and pick it up
Okay.
for the food pantry, and that's always important.
And you're still going to do your breakout boxes.
And we
That's-
have the breakout
Ooh.
boxes, the box with all the locks on it.
So
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's weekly. It'll be different every week, and we encourage families to join, to go and do it.
No, you
That's
should
another
definitely
family
do
thing.
it with a partner or a team. I
Yes.
think me and my old roommate did it like 2 years ago, and it was surprisingly difficult.
It is.
I'm
Made you
like,
think.
what the heck? This is supposed to be for kids.
It made you think, doesn't it?
What a
Yeah,
challenge.
that's fun.
Cool.
Okay.
We're also making arrangements for what we call take and makes. So on the table by the front door, there will be something you can just grab on your way out, and we encourage you to take it home. Once you finish it, we ask you, if you want to, you can send us a picture to a special email account.
Cool.
And then we're going to try something very, very new. It's called
Ooh.
letterboxing.
Letterboxing.
So throughout each library,
Boxing.
no,
Okay.
no, it's not boxing.
You got me excited.
Throughout each library, there will be 6 little small mailboxes.
Okay.
And when you come in, you have to ask for the slip to sign up, and they'll give you a piece of paper, and you have to go find the mailbox. And within each mailbox, there is a letter. You fill out the form and you read it. It's called a grammogram, but a lot of teenagers will see it as texting. So it's like your abbreviations for texting.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So,
To try to figure out the phrase.
so for
Yeah.
example, if you see the letter C, D, C,
Right.
if you read it, it says see the sea, the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So you're playing with like how it sounds.
Right, it's called a
Okay.
grammogram.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay.
the gentleman who wrote the book Shrek, that was made into a movie,
Yeah.
William Steig, he has a couple of books that are just 64 pages of these grammograms.
Oh.
That's fun. Yeah.
So
So the challenge would be to figure out.
you have to find the mailbox,
Okay.
you have to find the letter, and you have to read the phrase.
Okay.
And then what do you do when you read the phrase?
We give you an entry into the drawings.
Ooh.
For the main prizes.
Main prizes.
Okay.
All
Main
right.
prizes.
What are these prizes?
Well, the prizes this year, we have a big car.
Yes,
One of
What?
the little cars that the kids can
it's
sit
a
in and
Maserati.
drive.
It's a Maserati.
It's
Oh
a
my.
Maserati.
What?
A white
Okay,
Maserati.
that is a bougie little go-kart car. Okay, that's cool.
Yes.
We have Schlitterbahn tickets, we have zoo tickets, we have Missions baseball, we have a couple of Lego kits, we have a Blues, it's one of the new cartoons, Blues little playhouse that a
Aw.
family just donated it to the summer reading program this
That
week.
is so sweet.
And lots of other prizes.
Yeah.
Build-A-Bear gift card. Gosh,
Aquarium. Did you
the
say the
San
aquarium?
Antonio Aquarium.
Neat.
Yes, the
That's
botanical
so
gardens so far.
Whoa, so you've got all these different prizes. Will
Yes.
will one be drawn like each week?
No,
or-
it's the grand prize at
At
the
the
end.
end.
So
We'll
you
draw
get-
them at the end.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you get like one winner and they win everything, or do you draw like
Lots
one
of
per
winners.
thing? Okay,
One
that
per-
makes sense.
yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you get your
So-
choice because the little buckets are out all summer long, and you get your
Okay,
choice of
yeah.
where you want to put your name.
Right.
Oh,
So-
That's cool.
However you do drawings,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can either do, I want all of my tickets to go to the zoo, or you can do the scatter effect because it only takes one ticket to win.
That's
So the
true,
choice is
yeah.
yours.
And you get a ticket just for signing up for the summer reading program,
Okay.
which goes live May 15th. You can start, come in, register, and start your reading actually. Every full reading log, which is 200 minutes read, you get an entry into the drawings.
Okay.
For the letterboxing, you get an entry into the drawings. For if you bring just 5 items for the food pantry, you get an entry into the drawing. So We really
Good
want to
opportunities.
get all the food possible for the food pantry.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And so the food pantry, the letterboxing that we just talked about, and your reading minutes, you can get entries into these grand prizes that you were mentioning earlier.
Yes.
The
The
Maserati.
Chevron, the Maserati.
Yeah.
I don't think I would fit, but
Yeah, I mean, you could try.
yeah, I wish it was
They're
real, but
supposed
it's,
to be very high-powered
I know.
cars, so.
I know. See how far that battery goes.
Right?
But we do have some special dates that we have, and
Okay.
they're really like in a random order.
Mhm.
So we're going to continue with our stuffy sleepover. You bring your
Yeah.
stuffed animal, you go home, the stuffy stays, does all kinds of neat things. That's on a Friday. You come back on Saturday and you can pick up your pal and a photo album of what they did.
That is so
And
fun.
it goes into great detail. It even
Such
says
imagination.
who you're with.
Yeah.
And it shows you how they can mix with all the other animals.
And the different names of all the other
Right.
animals.
That is
Their
so-
friends that they made.
So
So
that's in
cute.
July. We already talked about the freeze off. Oh, we're going to try something new. Popcorn tasting.
Ooh.
So does colored popcorn taste different than a yellow?
The kernels,
Kernels.
the different colored kernels.
Oh, okay.
So we have red and blue and gold colored kernels that we plan on air popping.
Mhm.
So on Monday, July 12th from 10 till 11, you can come and sample to see if they actually taste different to you.
Okay, so that's kind of like a science lab
Yeah.
experiment that y'all have going on too.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So cool how y'all are able to branch into all these different areas
We're
of
trying.
learning and
Mhm.
education.
We're trying.
Wow.
The Scholastic Book Fair is coming back June 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
It's the second week.
Okay.
The actual program kicks off the day after Memorial Day, which
That
is
week.
the 30th
Yeah.
of
May.
June.
May.
30th of May.
Right.
Okay.
And so then the book fair would be open that next week.
Mhm.
Okay.
Nerf Night returns.
Yes.
For
On
one night.
One night only,
Mhm.
Friday night, from 6 to 8. And then, here's something else that's new. We're going to try to do a Lego kick battles.
Hmm.
We have Lego animatronic kits that you can build with one person builds the goalie and puts it on a motor and he slides back and forth.
Mhm.
A second person will build the kicker that will kick like a table tennis
Mhm.
ball, ping pong ball,
Ping pong.
to try to get it through the goalie. So
Okay.
as it's kicking, the goalie's going back and forth.
Build it and then
cool.
And then
play
the
game.
third person builds your cheering section. And the program can do sound effects. So whoever builds the cheering section, they have to time it just right with these little birds. They can chirp, they can scream, they can
Wow.
whatever sound effects you need.
That's so cool.
So you need 6 of these to make a tournament, to make
Right.
one game. And hopefully if we can get at least 12 people to sign up telling us which position they want, then we can do single elimination to get to one team of 3.
Okay.
But
Fascinating.
this may be the last year we use these
These
these kits because we were gifted a grant in 2015 and the motors are worn out.
Oh boy.
And I did manage to find the last 6 that I could find in Germany and they shipped it here.
Wow.
So they just got here a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
We
So
might have to come up with a new one for next year, but
Hmm.
for this year.
for
you
this
can
year,
catch
we're
it.
going to try.
That will be another grant.
That will be another grant.
Yeah.
But this year we're going to try to do these kick battles at each of the individual libraries. So one day we'll do Stockdale, one day we'll do Livonia, and one day we'll do Floresville. So there will be
Right.
3 this summer.
Well, so it sounds like a lot of your events are going to be kind of spread out, happening sort of irregularly, but throughout the summer.
Right.
Right.
So
Is there?
as soon as you sign up, starting the 15th of May, you'll get a packet, and in that packet has everything. It has a
Layout.
calendar.
Hey.
It has different pages giving you more details of the different things that we'll be doing. But once you sign up, you'll get a reading log and all that. So
Perfect.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, and so is there any other, like, are y'all going to also put that online, on your calendar, on your website, kind of
It
stuff?
will be online, yes.
Cool.
Yes.
And we'll add it to yours as well.
Thank you.
Yes, the
We will.
GoWilson360.com.
You bet.
Yep.
You bet. We will
Yep.
start doing that.
Because anyone can post their events there for free, by the way.
Right.
Just so you know. Okay, so now that we've kind of talked about all of this fun stuff,
Mm-hmm.
why does the library offer programs like this during the summer? And, you know, why is it important for kids to keep reading over the summer?
There is this thing called the backward slide. If school-age children do not maintain their reading levels of comprehension and their fluency for reading, they tend to slide back. So that way, when they start school in the fall, the teachers have to play catch up.
Right.
So even if a family could sit down together for 25 minutes a day, just doing either silent reading or reading out loud or reading together, then that keeps those skills current.
Right, that's a good idea. And then
And
y'all are
even
there
playing
to
a
make
game,
it
you're
fun.
reading, you're
Yeah.
using your brain.
Right.
So that keeps it from sliding back.
And reading is just not English. Reading, you have to read to do your math. You have to read to do
Right.
your
All
science.
You have to read to learn history.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
And you have to learn to comprehend and analyze too. For
Correct.
a lot of those other subjects,
Right.
not just for reading a book. That's
Exactly.
so true. So, what are some like simple or easier steps that parents can take to make sure that their children are reading and practicing those skills? You mentioned some 25 minutes a day.
that's about average. 25 minutes is a good time because for those kids who have trouble sitting still, like my daughter, 25 minutes is a good start for her to sit down
Yeah.
and then you can expand from there.
Even if you're in the car, you can do different things in the car. Like, we used to play the ABC, like A, find something that starts with A.
Yeah.
B,
Oh, that's
find something
fun.
that starts with B.
Yeah.
The kids used to love to do math problems in their heads as we were going.
Yeah.
We just tell them a math problem and they try to figure it out in their head. That's just stuff you can do in the car. There's
Right.
always something that you can work on, in the car, at home,
And then
play games, go outside,
I
keeping
spy
score. Yeah, keeping
Yeah.
score with a game, a kickball game or something.
And
Also
then-
helps.
Of course, there's your reading logs at the Wilson County Public Libraries, where
Right.
starting May 15th, you'll be able to pick it up and track your minutes that you read with your kids and use that as
Yes.
motivation to win those cool prizes.
Yeah.
Right.
That Maserati.
Right.
I know y'all have that thing on display.
Not yet, but we will.
Okay.
Will it fit on a bookcase?
We'll
Okay.
Yeah,
put it
we'll find
somewhere.
out, yeah.
You may have to hang it from the ceiling.
That's what I was just thinking.
It might be safer.
So even if some parents are maybe having some trouble motivating their kids, they can bring them into the library, let them look at all those cool
Right.
prizes.
Yep.
Oh
Right.
man, that would get me reading if
Because
I
it only
didn't
takes
want
one to win. It only takes
Yeah.
one to win.
All right, and so we just kind of went over that about why it's important to have reading skills and some common applications. So as we wrap up today's conversation, where can folks go for more information about the Wilson County Public Libraries and what you do, the programs and activities you offer, your summer reading, and any future developments?
The best place to go is to the library's website.
Okay.
It's wilsoncountylibrary.org. Please do not put the word public in there. You will get
The Tennessee.
yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We've had that quite a
Yes,
bit.
we also have a Facebook page too.
Yes.
Okay, so is your Facebook page also just Wilson County Library, or does that have the public in it?
No public.
Okay, so website is wilsoncountylibrary.org.
Right.
Facebook is Wilson County
Libraries.
Nice.
All right. And so I guess that kind of wraps it up for today. I know we covered a lot, so if you missed anything, again, we had Miss Sherry and Miss Nikki from the Wilson County Public Libraries. They're your library assistant, library director, talking all of their summer plans, plus where to find more information, and why they do what they do, and how it's made possible. So this was a very
Yes.
informative talk, so thank you so
really
much for
was.
sharing that with us.
Yes.
Thank
Thanks
you
for doing what you do.
Come
Oh,
see us
no,
at the
thank you.
library.
Yep.
Yes, go visit them. You have
Yep.
locations where again?
Floresville, Stockdale, Lavernia, and the archives here on C Street.
Awesome. All right, so
Amazing.
you've got all kinds of places you can check them out,
Wonderful
including
resource.
online.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you,
And
ladies.
thank you for our sponsor, Price Chrysler Dodge Ram Jeep in Floresville. Again, they're so excited to welcome people into their new facilities in Floresville. If you walk on in there, everyone is going to be like bouncing off the walls because they're so excited that you're
Super
there
friendly.
to visit, to see their new buildings. And
It's nice.
I did go and I tried the free coffee and it was pretty darn good. So you might just have to give them a visit. But if you're looking to shop for cars or careers because they're hiring for all positions, you can look online for more information at pricecdrj.com.
And I'll throw in there also that you
Yes.
should look in this week's paper. They do have some specials in their service department and some other specials that they're running this
saving
week.
a lot of money with their service.
Yeah.
And so thank you, Price Chrysler Dodge Ram Jeep, and thank you guys for tuning in this morning. We hope that you enjoyed today's talk, found it very informative, and we also hope that you'll join us next week on Wednesday at 10 a.m. for the next episode of WCN Live.
Great.
So we'll see you then.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.